Morning guys, right then, this morning at Ken's Jobs we've got this Ford Transit behind me which has got a rumble and a grinding noise, he said. So it's probably a wheel bearing or brake pads. So we're going to get it jacked up and we'll see what's going on. Right, that's it jacked up. Right, let's get a feel of the wheel, Max. Ooh, that feels a bit tight. Ooh. See that? That's not good, that's a wheel bearing. Ooh, it's getting tight there. Hear it? Right, let's get the wheel off, Max. Alright, let's go on. That's it. Take the last nut off. Nope, that's the wrong way. You're tightening. That's it. Right, see if we can pull the wheel off there. Might be stuck on, we might have to give it a hammer. Nah, it's stuck on, we'll have to give that a beat off. Okay, so I'm just removing the carrier bolts. Calipers off there. So we're just undoing these. And then we can get rid of the carrier. Then we'll undo the nut, get rid of the drive shaft. And then we'll have to undo the retaining bolts, which are located through these holes with a Torx head. Right, so Max is busy helping. That's it, son. That's it. Right, Max, so you ready? What you need, just keep that pressed hard on, hold the disc and undo that nut. No, keep it pressed harder. No. I'll keep that pressed on. That's it. Right, go there. There you go. See, if you don't keep the power on, it just jumps off. Okay? You got to do another one of those? Yeah, no worries. Right then, so the long T50 Torx bit, which goes through there, and we'll tap that into the head of the bolt. Now, turn that to where I want it, around there, and then it's very important that you shock them with the strain on. And there we go. See that one's gone there, Max? Yeah. If you don't shock them, then you'll end up snapping the Torx bit off. Okay? Okay, so that's all of the retaining bolts, the Torx headed ones, broken away. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go around them all there now with the gun and wind them out. And that's the first one, see that one? Right, we'll get the second one now. It's undone, but I'll have to fish that one out with a magnet. Sometimes they come with their own. No, that one's not, but you can see the gist of it. Get them all broken away and then I'll pull them out with a magnet. Right, so I've got the magnet there and we're just going to retrieve those ones that we undid. There's that one. Not one that can come out. I'll get the next one out first. There's that one. And we've got one that's lodged in there. Get that. Just line them up a bit. Got cable ties around there, that's stopping me getting in. Right, Here we go. There's that one, and there's one more. That one there. Have I got it? No. Line it up again. There's always one. There we go. Hey, our Max, that's all. 1, 2, 3, that's 5, that's them all out. So what we're going to do now is break the whole assembly away from the strut, okay? Right then, so this is the trickier bit. You can see the movement on that. But what we're going to do, if I'd been stripping this off to put discs on, I would just have beaten it off by the disc. But I don't want to do that because the discs are good, and all I'm renewing is the wheel bearing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a big bolt through here with a nut on, and we're going to use it to push it off by the disc. Right then, so that didn't work. Rather than pulling it off by the whole assembly, it's just pulled the bearing apart. It's just pulled the cage out of the holder, out of the carrier. So I'll try and get this off there now. Right, so I've just got some releasing fluid, and I'm just trying to get it into the crack there where the bearing joins to the strut, and I'm just going to get a small chisel, just try and get it to move. See that, Max? Can you see them? There's the bearings dropping out, what was left of the bearings. Absolutely knackered. See it? Get a bit more fluid in there. If I can just get that to start and move. Yeah, that sounds good, doesn't it? Starting to move there. See that, Max? There's a piece of one of the bearing cages. It's dropped out. That bearing was absolutely destroyed. See it moving there now, Max, if you zoom in. Can you see the gap I've got? See it?
Yeah.
Going there. Lever. Ooh, look at that. Can you see the cage? Max, if you just zoom in on there, look. Look in there. See it? Bearing cage. Look at that bit there. So the wheel bearing had totally flown to bits. That's good. Okay, so that's it all stripped out there now. So that's all the bits and pieces, all the bearing bits, the cage is all pulled out. And you can see, absolutely knackered that. Keeping it genuine. Proper mole grips there. So yep, so what we'll do, we'll clean up around here, clean up where it'll sit, and then we'll get the new bearing. Oh, sorry, I've got to get rid of the old cage off here, off the stump, and then we can get the new bearing and we'll get that installed. Okay, so that's the hub in the vise, and I'm getting rid of the bearing cage there, see all that? And then that lets me get to the actual inner part of the cage there that's on the shaft. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my cutting torch. I can't get in with an angle grinder, so I'm just going to put a nick. I'm just going to split that with the cutting torch, get rid of that cage, and then we can press the new bearing in. Okay, here we go. There we go, man. Right, let's see if I can split that there now. Okay, so I've got my chisel there now. I'm just going to try and split that. Well, if I've got through it enough. Go. Break that away. Yeah, so there we go. Should be able to just lever that up, Max. There we go. See how that's weakened it? I'm not touching that because that's bloody hot. So yeah, so that's that off, Max. That's the inner cage. So I'll clean up the shaft, ready for the new bearing. Okay, so Max is busy cleaning the shaft up there now with the drill. Oh no, you've dug it in. Just angle it in that way. That's it. That's it. Keep it like that. That's perfect. Go on. No. Yep, that's it. That's it. Go on. Good lad. Spot on that. Spot on. Okay, Max has got some emery tape there now, and he's just cleaning up the very bottom of it there now. Lovely. Bit more, come on. Bit more. You're getting it lovely there. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's cracking that. Okay, so that's the shaft. All cleaned up, lovely and clean. So we'll be ready to put the bearing on there now. Okay, so that's the housing all cleaned up. Emery taped round inside. And a bit of lube on there. So we're all ready for the new wheel bearing coming. Right then guys, that's the new bearing kit here. As you can see, you get the new nut, cap, the retaining cap and a split pin, new retaining bolts, and obviously the bearing. But yeah, when you put the bearing in, you got to make sure you get it the right way around, because it could go horribly wrong if you press that in the wrong way around. So yeah, let's get that pressed in. Okay, before I press it in there, like I was saying, you could, if you were silly, press that the wrong way around onto the hub. So remember that this machined part here drops into this side of the strut. You don't want to be pressing that in wrong, or you'll not be able to get it bolted up into the strut. Okay, so make sure you put it in the right way around. Okay, so that cleaned up shaft, I've lubricated it. I've lubricated the inside of the bearing. So what I'll do, I'll put the bearing over the shaft. I'll get a socket the right diameter for the inside cage, and then I'll just tap that down because I haven't got a press. At this stage, I just haven't got a press bolt yet, but I will do in the future. But to get this on, that's what I'm going to have to do. Okay, Maxie? All right? Yeah, we're going down lovely there. Ready there, Max? There we go. See that? Give it a spin to make sure it's nice and free once it's home. But yeah, that's lovely. So that's how you get the bearing on without a press. Okay, so let's get this lifted onto the splines of the shaft. That. Get one. Nope. That's it. So we're on the drive shaft there now. So what I've got to do now, Max, I'll put my torch away. I'll have to line the holes up again, and then you see these new bolts, we'll get them put back through like we did taking it apart, and we'll bolt it on. So that's all the bolts in slack. I'm just going to draw them in evenly. Like that. See the hood pulling in there? And that's them all in. They're all in, nipped. So what I'll do, I'll go around with a torque wrench and we'll torque them up. Right. So that's the drive shaft nut tightened up. Oh, no, it's not. I forgot to put the washer on. That just passes that big washer into the carrier. Big fat nut on first, then the nut. And we'll just nip that up with a gun. Locking plate on, split pin through, and bend the tab over. Bend the split pin over. Cut that tail off a bit on the bottom. Bend that a bit. And that's her done. So that's that all built up, and as you can see, nice and smooth again. Lovely. So Max is busy putting the carrier back on for the brake pads. The two 15mm bolts he's busy winding back in there now. Right, Max, we're nearly there. So that's the caliper all put back on. We've pumped the brake pedal back up, track lines back on, everything's tight. So we'll put a little bit of copper slip on the wheel studs and we'll get the wheel back on. Right, that's the job all done. Wheels all tight, wheel trims back on. So should we give it a road test, Max? Yep, right, let's give it a road test. Okay, so just on a road test with it there now. And all's good. Right then guys, that's it all road tested and it's all good. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed watching Max do a bit of spannering. And yep, as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again with another Ken's Jobs.